Hello ladies and gentlemen of the internet, it's David again with my segment 2 of tonight's show. It's really late. I have my young little new cameraman with me. Say hello.
Hi.
He is my nephew. We're trying to finish this up so we can go to bed. So we're extremely exhausted and we've been working hard. Now, this is the 10-gallon aquarium. It's starting to get some weight, so it's sinking in my bed. Now, I'm going straight to the point because I want to get this show over with tonight. The main thing when I showed you the secret tip that I wanted to talk about mainly in segment 2 was for the vegetation, the aquatic plants, because that's my main goal that I wanted to do when I was starting my aquarium, kind of make it like a Zen garden thing, like people do with their little rock gardens or their sandy gardens. So this is like my Zen garden project, and I'm taking the 3 small aquariums that I showed you previously and putting them and transitioning them all into my 10-gallon. So come over here, little man, and zoom in kind of. The trick are these, and they're outdated. It's the what's the actual name they call these? Let me see. It's, oh yeah, the premium under gravel filters. Now, people say they're garbage and they're no good because they're bad filters, but I'm not getting them for the filtration process. I'm getting them because they're actually a good little secret for aquatic plants that a lot of people don't know about. See, now come over here and zoom in on this. See how these things have the ridges? That is really good for the plants to embed their root system in. Secondly, second tip, the reason why the underground gravel filtration are good for aquatic plants is because the aquatic plants need the waste products that a fish poops out and it eats that. Just like the trees and stuff in our environment they create a healthy ecosystem. They breathe what we exhale as waste. We exhale carbon dioxide, and live trees and plants inhale the carbon dioxide and exhale oxygen. Well, that system kind of works like in here. The snails and the fish, well, all the live animals in an aquarium excrete waste that the aquatic plants convert into food energy. You also have to add some supplemental vitamin and mineral liquids to your aquarium to get the aquarium plants or aquatic plants to grow. But the secret is not only these ridges systems allow the aquatic plants to embed deep roots and get a strong foundation, it's that the waste products, like how it works, the underground gravel traps the nitrates and the nitrites and the carbon dioxide, the carbon magnesium, the biocarbonates, and the bacteria, not the probiotic bacteria, but the bad bacteria, deep under this gravel filtration system. And that's another thing to note. If for every 10 gallons in aquarium, and if you're doing live aquatic plants, for every 10 gallons you need at least 3, they recommend 2 inches for every 10 gallons of rock, of aquatic rock, for the plants to root their systems in. But I go above and beyond that. I say for every 10 gallons because, see, I specialize in my aquatic aquarium setups. I specialize mainly in the plants, not the fish. So to get a healthy ecosystem going in your and establishing it in your tank, I suggest 3 to 4 inches of 3 to 4 inches, so like this high, for getting a really good foundation for your aquatic plants. Now there is this really dirty stuff. There's a tip. It's not gravel and it's not dirt. It's like aquatic soil that you can put in your aquariums that's really messy, and then after a while it settles, and that's got really high nutrients in it, kind of like potting soil. But it's like, think of it, it's like aquatic potting soil. But if you're gonna do fish in it, I would not suggest to do that, because you got to clean your tank when you have fish in it. If you just had a tank with no fish, then the aquatic soil would be good, because when you take your fish vacuum, or you take your aquarium vacuum, that soil sucks right up in it and it clogs up the tube. So that's why if you can establish aquatic plants in rocks, you'll be better off by doing rocks and supplementing the nutrients instead of having the soil. So one last thing about the underground filtration. This really works. I've had a lot of good experiences with it when it comes to aquatic plants. And see, come down in here, little man, and zoom in on that green air stone. Come down here on your knees and zoom in. Alright, now you see how the black part, that is carbon filtration. And when it goes down, there's a tube inside that tube that goes down to that green air stone. Well, when you hook up your air pump to that green air stone, it creates air bubbles that go up. So what it does is it creates a circular current, a circulation of current in your tank. So when the air is bubbling out of that green air stone up the tube, it's basically pulling air and oxygen down in, that's why they have two. It's pulling the air and oxygen down in the center of the tank like this, under, through the gravel, under the gravel filtration, and back up through the tubes, and then filtering it through the carbon. So when you're doing this for fish, it's not that good, but it's great, and it will have you exponential results in aquatic plants because it's circulating oxygen. So, like, you know, every single fish tank needs an air stone. That's why you see a lot of people have the long green air stones in the back or the big round blue air stones in the center of their tank. But they don't understand, some people don't understand it, what it's really for. They just think it's pretty, ooh, pretty bubbles. But it's to oxygenate the water, but here it's creating a circular current, moving the nutrients right directly into the root systems. Okay, so that was learning tip 1 for establishing an aquatic plant. Now, just a side note of prettiness, I'm going to set up a background to this tank. So I got a coral reef, one that's like a dark coral reef with a lot of sponge and polyps, or either I've got a colorful coral reef with more I forget what it's called. It's not monkey grass. That's a freshwater, but it's got fish in the background. So in your suggestions, if you watch this, tell me if you like. I guess you'll need a better. You'll give me better opinions once I get the tank set up with my plants. But tell me if you like background number 1 or background number 2 better. I'll take your opinions, and whatever I get most in this little quick little poll, I'm going to use that. Now, moving on. These are the fluorescent lights bulbs that I use in my 20 gallon. And to get a fish aquarium lid that supports the long fluorescence, it does not come standard when you buy an aquarium kit. That's something that regular clerks that work at, you know, big pet stores, I'm not going to name them, they want to sell you complete kits because the items and equipment in an aquarium kit are cheap. They're cheaper, and they're making money off a bundle deal. But the thing is, when you buy a bundle deal, you're getting bad equipment. So for example, I bought an entire aquarium kit, and this lid, see how the box was damaged, came with it. Very cheap. This lid was $20, but I got this aquarium for $10.99, and I got this, I got them to give me an extra discount. It was I think this was the lid was $11.99, and I got it for $4.99 just because the box was damaged. So see, being nice and cordial with people and asking questions, asking as many questions as you can, is what will help you out in the long run, because pet ownership, especially when it comes to aquatic ownership, is very expensive. So just because I asked them nicely, can you do anything better for me on this? They gave me I guess that's more than a 20% discount. Yeah, $4.99 on $12.99. Yeah, that's definitely more than 12%. So I got this for this aquarium and this lid for less than $20. You can't even go to PetSmart or Petco and get a just a 20-gallon aquarium by itself for less than $25 or $29. So now the thing about this lid, see, it's brand new, it's still in the packaging though. The problem about this lid, it's got an open little top to put your food in instead of, I would like, see, a good lid should have this whole thing be able to open instead of this small little section. And they have in the back, you can break out this plastic part, which I'm not going to, because see this little groove right here is to hold your air tubes. Now if they don't fit with my underground filtration, I might have to snap that out. And then over here they have this other small little round oval that you break out that goes for your heater. So this big part, I'm gonna have to break this out because your filter goes there. And see over here, they have another little groove for another air tube for your air stone or your little terrarium pieces that do air bubbles, like the chest that fills up with air and it opens and closes. So another thing I didn't tell you, I'm going to use a 10-gallon filtration system in here, and come over here and show them this. This is called come over here, come up close and zoom out. I'm trying to teach them some camera motions, all right, and try to get as close to this as possible. This is an in-tank water filtration or water. I'm so tired, I'm having brain farts. But this is an in-tank water filtration system, and they're not that good because they build up dirt and gunk inside the tank in the back of the filtration pump. And you got to put the filters inside your tank, and once they get dirty, that's just dirty gunk, bad bacteria sitting inside your water. So in tank filtrations, you really got to change them all the time and be on top of that. But now the reason why, you might think, why would you add a 10-gallon water filtration system and the end tank that's really for a half a gallon to 1.5, 2-gallon tank? Why would you add 2 filters? Well, because this tank is going to be mainly for the aquatic plants and not the fish.